Hello everyone, I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having an amazing Friday, an amazing weekend ahead. Good luck on your summons if you are attempting to get a Siphi, to get a Kyoku, or any other of the 10x champions. Of course, we do have this ridiculous guaranteed event going at the moment. I've already kind of gave you guys my take on it. If you are not hitting Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss and you have the shards, and you need a champion to make an unkillable team to kind of step up your game in Clan Boss, he's worth it. If no, he's not worth it. Let me just put it like that. So, up to your own discretion if you decide to go and open shards for this champion. In today's video, guys, it's time to bring another champion on my I was wrong about him list. A champion that I kind of underestimated for a very long time. I slept on it for a long time, and he got a buff a while ago. He was a fusion. I think he was the Halloween fusion a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, I'm talking about no one else but Vlad the Nightborn. Since the buff, he's definitely much better. Now, when he actually got released, he wasn't that amazing all around. Now, with the A1, attacks one enemy, destroys the target's max HP by 30% of the damage inflicted. Also heals this champion by 30% of the damage inflicted. This makes him actually a pretty interesting champion for the Scarab King. Chuck in a Blood Shield accessory on him, and you're going to be able to make it work, or bring in champions that shield him. And of course, it's going to be kind of the most traditional team for that particular boss on the Doom Tower, but you're going to be able to make it work without having to worry about having a good destroy set or anything like that. The multipliers on this skill are, let me just quickly bring them up, 4-point attack, which is definitely very good for a basic skill. On the A2, let's actually check it from here. Attacks all enemies. Fully booked will have a 100% chance of placing a Leech debuff for 2 turns, and has a 100% chance of stealing 50% of the turn meter from champions from the Bannerlords, Sacred Order, or High Elves factions. Has a 100% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 50% instead against targets not from those factions. And you see, the multipliers right here are 4.7 attack, which are definitely very, very good all around. Moving over to the A3, Mind Shroud. Attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance fully booked of placing a defense down debuff and a block active skills debuff for 2 turns. Places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns. Before the buff, if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong because I can't really remember, I think this was single target, right? Or something like that. And the multiplier being 4-point attack is definitely solid, and this puts him higher in terms of DPS than Astrolon, than Foley, and quite a few other nukers that are living over Vlad the Nightborn. So these are the skills. The passive places a revive on that buff on this champion for 2 turns every time this champion kills an enemy. Also fully heals this champion and fills their turn meter by 50% every time they kill an enemy. Will only heal and fill the champion's turn meter when Constantine is on the same team, which is basically kind of like his partner, brother in arms, you know. The champion is pretty interesting. Now, in terms of a blessing, I went with Soul Reap. I'm already going to use the champion with accuracy. I'm not going to use him in high and platinum arena, so I don't have to worry about running into polymorph or anything like that. Plus, it fits pretty well on him, just to bring that Soul Reap, since he's an undead champion, right? Let's summon some Reapers. Now, when we are talking about his base stats, are not necessarily the most amazing base stats out there, but he still has fairly decent survivability with 15k HP, 1.1k defense, which is pretty high for an attack champion. 1440 attack, 105 speed, which is pretty good. So the attack might compensate a bit compared to other nukers that have 1600 and they have lower multipliers. They might kind of be on even fields based on that, but compared to a lot of them, this is actually pretty solid. Now, I went with the Savage and a Perception build on it. This is an all-around build. Arena, you can run him in a Doom Tower, you can run him on dungeons if needed, so it's kind of allowing you to use him everywhere. Of course, Faction Wars. Total stats on the champion, 30k HP, 5.9k attack. Keep in mind, I do have a Blessing on, which gives me 500 attack extra, which is massive when you reach 2 stars. Definitely very, very good. 2.3k defense, 198 speed, 102 crit rate, 231 crit damage, and we have 313 accuracy. This accuracy, just for general dungeons, is a bit of an overkill, but it's definitely going to be helpful for arena if we want to block active skills, Doom Tower hard mode, and other areas like this, you know. So that's pretty much what I have in terms of stats. That's the weapon right here. I focused on getting full crit rate, getting some attack, crit damage, decent speed, and the perception is just to help with the accuracy. I do have an accuracy banner on the champion. My Great Hall is max, my Faction Guardians are max. So all these enable the champion to have slightly better stats than usual. That's the helmet right here. The shield, crit damage gloves, attack chest piece. You see a lot of pieces have accuracy as a substat, so that's very helpful. And I have attack boots, no speed on this, unfortunately. Then I have an attack ring, is a counter attack accessory that you can purchase from the clan shop. This can help me every now and then. I have crit damage amulet and of course an accuracy banner, speed and attack. That's kind of like the main thing that you want to prioritize on him. Masteries, offense and defense. We have a Helm Smasher as tier 6, very typical for a nuker honestly, and we went with Retribution just to get a bit of counter attack every now and then. If you're going for support, you can go pinpoint accuracy, go on charge focus, most probably go on Evil Eye or go on Lord of Steel, and then Master Hexer. Nothing else will help you. Sniper, Spirit Haste, or Lord of Lasting Gifts, they won't help you, so you definitely want to get Master Hexer if you're going on support. But that being said, guys, that's my build on the champion. Let's take him in for a spin in arena. Let's try him in a dungeon, in a Doom Tower wave, and see how well he actually performs. So let's start with a dungeon first, actually. We want to see how helpful he can be on waves and what sort of damage we're going to get out of him. We're going to bring in increased attack, a defense down, and I don't think, actually, we're just going to go in 4 champions. We have a poisoner in there. Hopefully it's going to be enough, even though that HP burn might be very important at the boss once we get to that part, but hopefully it's not going to be too impactful, and hopefully we're going to have enough damage, you know. Now, he does open with the A3 instead of the A2. Would be nice if he would open with the A2 in some cases, because you want to have the block active skills, but that's not an issue whatsoever. You can always create a team preset, set the AI however you guys want it to be, and call it a day, basically. You don't really have to worry about it whatsoever. The damage is fairly decent. It's not going to be like one-shot the waves. Plus, we are on stage 25. He's not on the craziest build. He has Savage and the Perception, no Cruel or a crit damage set or something else to enable his damage even more. No Weaken on the enemy either. So all these actually add up quite a bit of damage, you know. I like that he's veiled. So right now they cannot attack him. And he can just jump in, drop some more block active skills, some more AoEs, just to bring in some damage. That leech is pretty helpful as well. On PvE content is actually pretty huge. It's very helpful for all the rest of the champions in there. Like Farrakeen as well, just got a 3k heal, and he was gonna get more if he was probably hitting a different target. There we go. He got a 5k there, and he's almost back to full HP, just like that. Now we're at the boss. I'm a bit worried that we might not have enough firepower in terms of poisons and everything else that we need without using the other champion, but we're gonna see. We have the ally attack, plus Vlad can deal some decent damage too, so we should be good. There we go. Poisons, HP burn, 152k hit from the AoE, so I think that will allow us to be safe on the boss without having a 5th champion that does some mad things in the team as well, you know. 147k, and that was the A1 because it dropped out with destroying the max HP. So that's pretty good actually. The A1 hits pretty decent. 157k with A2, and that's the skill with the highest multipliers. Now, when we have decreased attack, that's costing us quite a bit, like it just happened right now. But I'm still curious to see the damage at the end. 80k hit. 122. That's without having a decreased attack, so we don't have to worry about that anymore, which is good. And bang, 148, and that was with the ally attack. So, Dragon's Lair stage 25, Vlad 3.6 million damage, Farrakeen 1.8 with poisons, HP burn, and the rest of the things. Stagnite 1.6. Now he's built for damage, so that's why he actually drops so much damage. That's how I always like to run my Stagnite. If, for example, we're gonna check a Doom Tower wave. At the moment, is the new rotation. I'm literally on the very first few levels, but we can actually give it a go on a stage like this and see how well he can keep the waves control with the block active skills, the damage, the thermometer manipulation, which is definitely coming in handy pretty well, you know. Block active skills on everybody, beautiful. What do we get now? There we go. Drop the thermometer. They're not even getting a turn. Even with Lissandra, even without Lissandra, it could be pretty good. You can always use a different champion instead of Lissandra. She's not a must in there. What do we have? Okay, block revive. I like block revive. Revive on that. I like that part. Block active skills. Nice. Managed to land a few stuns in there. That's good. And bang, more damage. Slowly getting the waves done. So you're gonna be able to see his full potential on higher stages actually, because these are not as tanky. They're squishier than the higher stages like stage 90 plus. You know, it's definitely gonna be a different kind of story there. But still, it's doing a pretty good job. The Reaper helps a bit as well whenever it procs when we're dropping the HP to the right level. You know, the thermometer manipulation is pretty good. And in terms of damage, we have Vlad with 1.5, Artek with 400k, Stagnite with 200k. So Vlad has been doing a massive carry in terms of damage and quite a bit of controlling here as well, you know. Of course, in Faction Wars is an absolute monster. We don't have that open at the moment, unfortunately, but I don't have to tell you how powerful he can be in there. If you want to run him for thermometer manipulation in the Spider Dungeon while you're progressing through the game, that can work. For the Fire Knight thermometer manipulation, it can work if you don't have better options. Now, whenever we have the clan quest, do Fire Knight all the way up to stage 20 with champions only from Undead or anything like that, he's always in my team because of defense down, thermometer manipulation, so he's always doing an amazing job. If we are taking him in Arena, Tag Team Arena, Classic Arena, even in the lower tiers of Live Arena, which unfortunately at the moment is not open, guys, I just never seem to be able to play around with their schedule. It's always when I'm doing something, when I'm not home, or family time and stuff like this, so I don't really get to play much Live Arena at the moment, unfortunately. But if we are having a look at Classic Arena, you see, most of the teams that you're gonna encounter in the lower tiers, that's not Platinum or the very high top of a Gold 5, are kind of looking like this. The higher you get into Gold 5, like literally right before Platinum, that's where you're gonna start to find some slightly better teams, you know. So it's gonna be a bit harder, like we have right here too. So let's actually go and give it a go against some of these teams, you know. We're gonna go with the Classic team. You see, Polymorph 1 star. I wouldn't really worry that much about it because it's just on one champion. But hey, Bah can always come in play and ruin your mojo. Hopefully, we're not gonna get cut by any of these enemies in here. I'm more worried about that Lady Kimi stealing my increased attack, and that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. We gotta sleep their Nuka right now because of it. Man, I just lost my increased attack. I'm not happy about it. It's no point to try and land the block active skills at the moment. So we're gonna go with the A2. Manipulate a bit the thermometer. Bang! We actually dealt solid damage too without having the increased attack. Even with Duchess veiling everybody. Okay. Okay, I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. And now we can just go in and clean up like this, you know. Bang. It seems like that Arbiter survived. We lock the active skills on her, so we're going to be able to go and clean up. She's not going to be able to revive now. That's why it's so good to have some accuracy on him. And how I mentioned, you're not going. This is not a platinum champion. You're not going to have to worry so much about Polymorph. So you're going to be able to get quite a bit of utility out of a Vlad if you are getting one in 2023. Like how I mentioned, when the champion was added to the game, was pretty underwhelming, okay? Things changed quite a lot since, and I definitely think that a lot of you guys that are not on Kraken's accounts are not extremely endgame or you don't really have a use for the champion, you can definitely find a use for him now. 100%. Let me know in the comments down below how many of you guys are actually using a Vlad. How many of you guys are playing him? So we're gonna strip the buffs, and luckily enough, that Siphi didn't cut on us. So what I can do, we're gonna use the A2 just to block the active skills on Leorius, because his passive is gonna come in play, and that can be annoying. So once we're gonna lock his block active skills, he's gonna be forced to use the A1, and most probably he's gonna go for my Vlad, but that's fine, because we're gonna be able to just pinch Leorius with a different champion after. You see, block active skills, we kill the rest except Tormin, of course. And when Leorius is gonna take a turn, he's gonna go on Vlad. I'm not even gonna bother to use that with my Arbiter. I just, okay, he went for the lead. He's veiled. My god, what are you talking, Skratch? That's the benefit of using him. He got veiled, you see? So that's a very, very good thing. I forgot about it. Like, I forgot that he's gonna get veiled and he's not gonna be able to get attacked. That's why I was like, okay, go and attack him. You know, go and attack him. And yeah, that's what happened. You see, that's another great thing with Vlad. My god, I literally forgot that for a second. I was just waiting, like, okay, come and smack him. Come and smack him. Ah, yeah, I forgot. You cannot do that because I got veiled. So yeah, that's another plus on it. Let's try to find a couple of different teams that they do look fairly decent. You know, like the team that we just fought, the last one, is actually not bad. Definitely not bad. This one as well, we have some crazy supporting here, but no damage, which is good because we're not going for damage. We're going to kill tanks to see how he performs. Unfortunately, we're not going to have enough accuracy for Damitrala to block her active skills. So probably she's going to have a very good chance at dropping a cleanse. The good part is that she's the third slowest champion in the team. So the revivers are going to go before her. And if everything goes well, we should be able to nuke them down. Okay, so there we go. I will put block active skills just so that Duchess cannot use the A2, you know, if she survives. Oh, we got resisted on her, so we don't have enough accuracy for that either. That's fine. We managed to sleep her with the power of Siphi. Mitrala coming in with the cleanse, of course. Then the rest of the things do tend to look a bit different. I want to see if we can actually kill them on how they are right now. That's why I haven't used the Madame's A2. So they have ally protection, strengthen. I do have increased attack, so I should be able to smack them, I think. Oh, not really, actually. Not really. So we weren't able to smack them. Seems like they tanked pretty well. Like, that Chris tanked pretty well, you see. Surprisingly. But the good part is I have revive on that. I have the veil on. And I'm going to go with the A1 and try to smack that Duchess now. Nice. We got the revive on that. Beautiful. We lost all the buffs there, which is fine. We should be able to go back at it again. Hopefully that Siphi has the A2. No, she doesn't. So let's leave the Arbiter, because she can be the most annoying in there. Okay. I need that increased attack back though. So I can use this without. Oh, bang. Easy. Easy peasy. We ragged them. We got the veil, so now they cannot focus him. So job done here. This is gonna be another smack on the team. And you can use him in live arena as well, guys. Like, being void affinity, the block active skills is very strong, especially if you don't have crowd control champions like Warlord, Yumeko, and things like that. Of course, it's not the same thing because it can get cleansed and it can get removed if you're dealing too much damage with the masteries and stuff. So a lot of things can go south because it's not the same like locking the skills, but it's still a pretty good thing, you know. So this is going to be our final destination. This is the final team that we're gonna fight right here. How I mentioned, let me know in the comments down below how many of you guys are getting good value out of Vlad in 2023. I'm very, very curious to know. Luckily, nobody has Stone Skin in here. I was a bit worried that I'm gonna encounter like 20 champions with Stone Skin out of the 4 he has in the team. So now, most probably, this one is gonna have a fairly high resistance. So we might not be able to lock the active skills, but we're gonna attempt anyway. Actually, we managed to do it. Beautiful. Beautiful. So he cannot do the cleanse anyway, even if he was able. That's the weirdest ninja I've ever seen. Swift parry ninja, change it. Is just not giving you any value whatsoever. But ladies and gentlemen, Vlad the Nightborn. I've definitely slept on him for a very long time. I do think a lot of you guys will get value out of the champion, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As usual, appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.